Okay, I have an issue with Ochsner LSU in Shreveport, Louisiana. They have unethical doctors practicing that shouldn't be practicing, and they take your insurance premium, they take your insurance payment and provide no service rendered. And I would appreciate if they would make their customer relations department return phone call. I had not seen a neurosurgeon since 2000, early 2017 after my second spine surgery. I was pulled from work by my medical team and then put on Medicaid until I got my disability and Medicare. At which point, the policy I was on last year when this happened, I asked my I had word of mouth from a friend that there was this one neurosurgeon that I should probably go see. So I asked my primary care doctor to refer me to Dr. Sin, Sin. He was a, I guess, Asian or Oriental doctor over at Ochsner. And I didn't know he was at Ochsner. But long story short, they stuck me with Dr. Christina Notoriani and in the neurosurgeon department over there at Ochsner LSU. At which point, when I signed in to check in the appointment, I began filling out my new patient paperwork. They pulled me back there. She explained it was a year follow up. And I explained to her I didn't remember meeting her before. And I was doing new patient paperwork. So I wasn't clear how it could be a follow up. She then proceeded to tell me that my spine, well, she introduced me to a guy that was shadowing her that she was training. She told me that my spine was deteriorating and there was nothing she could do. I then told her that my neurosurgeon, when he did my two surgeries, first one in 2015, the second one in 2016, that he said that my spine would have to be monitored or I would need more surgery. And she suggested I go back to him. And I told her that he did not take my insurance I was on at the time last year. And she asked what I wanted from her. I proceeded to let her know, just would satisfy me an x ray, CT scan, some kind of image to tell me my current state of or condition of my spine. She got up out of the room, she got up out of the chair and walked out of the room, told the nurse to let me finish filling out my paperwork in the seating area and get the room ready for the next patient. At which point I finished filling out my paper. Well, the nurse told me when I sat down to finish the paperwork, she said I was already checked out of my appointment. And once I handed my paperwork, I could go. And I finished my paperwork, turned it in, and went ahead and left. And this was Friday, September 13th of 2019. My appointment was at 9:45 in the morning. Um, I called the hospital back, the same neurosurgery department. I asked them if I could see Dr. Sin because that's who I was supposed to see. They told me that they do not exchange patients among the doctors in the same department. And even if he did agree to see me, then he would more than likely just take her word, the other doctor's word, as for what she put in my file. And I said, well, I just needed an x ray, an image, something just to, what's my current condition of my spine. And I told them that fell through. I did not get the treatment. They took my 100% insurance payment. I contacted the customer relations department that handles complaints. I tried to contact them. I've left messages. Nobody has returned my phone call. I've left the cell phone and the landline phone to the house. I've left my date of birth for them to pull my file and look at it, and nobody has called me back. I contacted an attorney to see if I had a malpractice case, and he said no. and I found y'all's site and lodged my complaint. And at the same time, I also contacted the state to report that hospital to the state, which I have not done yet, but I will get that done today. And January, I set up for my insurance to change January 1st. I set that up back in December. And so now I'm on a new policy. I made sure some other doctors I had been seeing and doctors I were seeing, make sure they were in network. I did go back to Dr. Kerr, the one who did my surgeries. And I'm not sure if you're able to zoom in to see. Um, of course, I've got the date on here, but this part with the metal, that was my first spine surgery. And he drew in little marks of my spine showing that my spine was misaligned and these discs are bulging out. And the white at the edges of the bones is inflammation and arthritis, and that's in my lower back. And the same day, January 7th, again, this is the front of my neck. He did this surgery in 2016 because the whiplash took the natural curve in my neck and my spine was leaning forward. So he did this to try and brace it. And they drew an area, they showed me where the disc space in between these two bones is getting eaten away. And sooner before or later, it'll be bone on bone and no pain medicine will touch it. And that, I told him, I said, well, then that explains to me why I'm having more muscle spasms, more migraine and tension headaches, more chronic pain. They told me pretty much to get to where I can't take it anymore and then come back and they would do the surgeries. So now I'm left with, I mean, this one doctor, Dr. Notoriani, she's not the only one that has dropped me through the cracks since the accident. The accident was October 18th, 2013. And I had three neurosurgeons at first before I got with Dr. Kerr, and they pretty much did me the same way. And I tried I went to the healing clinic and signed up with the Hope Pharmacy, and I tried the medicinal marijuana, and that didn't work. That didn't do anything. Insurance doesn't cover it. I had to come out of my disability for that. After the first month, we was trying to find my dosing. So the first month was $165 for one bottle. And then of course, they want you to have a consultation before each refill. So the first initial consultation was $149. Each consultation after that is another $49. And then my second month, when I went back, they had me get 3 bottles, which was $360 with a discount. That this stuff didn't work at all. And my primary care doctor, who was checking my labs, because I'm also in kidney failure since the accident with all these medicines for all these years. I'm in kidney failure and I've been having kidney stones. My kidney failure is stage 3, and I've been fighting to get my function back up. And my primary has been trying to take care of managing my pain, and it finally got me back into a pain management clinic because my prior pain management doctor, when I was pulled from work and I went on Medicaid and I was cash pay, they called me and dropped me. And some people told me that they were not supposed to legally do that. They told me when I got on disability and got my Medicare that I could return. I made sure this policy I'm on now that they accept and in network, and they still refuse to take me back. So now I actually am signed up with a new pain doctor, and I go Wednesday of next week to start trying some more injections. Even though the injections and nerve burning, ablation, cauterization, whatever they call it, doctors call it differently, but I've tried all different procedures. and physical therapy told me they couldn't help me anymore. But after having so many doctors treat you like that and not even give you a status update, that just it gets at you. It gets to you after a while. Actually, I was looking into finding ways to get some sort of action from the 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 consumer's done wrong, the innocent consumer, and I want to try and help bring change for people after me. And when you're suffering with chronic pain every day or whatever your situation may be, life is too short to be treated this way. And I came across your website and I actually believe I launched 3 complaints in the same day, and Ochsner LSU was one of them. Oxford needs to update their policies. They need to ensure that there is some recursive action for patients that were done wrong, and unethical, inhumane practicing medical professional, whether it's nurse, doctor, surgeon, nobody with that type of manner doing it just for the money, no one should be on payroll. And I would like a public apology from Oxford LSU for what I had to experience and have had to endure being pushed up under the rug.